Hello, and welcome to the TFT Theology in 5 to 10 Minutes podcast. I am your host, Ramon, and here we will answer your theological questions with the help of experts from different backgrounds, from historical to the here and now, from problems to practices in the church today, and everything in between. We will deal with facts before opinions. Have a burning theological question? Get in touch and let's unwrap the Bible together. Hello, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Today, we have a special guest with us. His name is Cornell, and he is from the Open Air Mission. So, Cornell, do you quickly want to tell us about the Open Air Mission and what you guys do?
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, Ramon here, and it's a privilege. I work for Open Air Mission. I work for the Lord through Open Air Mission. And Open Air Mission is a Christian organization, a long-established Christian organization, which has a vision to equip the church in evangelism and to publicly proclaim Christ crucified, street evangelism. And I'm full-time worker for them.
Absolutely brilliant. Folks, at the end of the podcast, you'll find the link for the Open Air Mission website in the comment section. So please do go and have a look at their work and what Cornell gets up to. But Cornell, for this morning, in 5 to 10 minutes, how would you define evangelism and why do you believe it is important according to the teaching of the Bible?
Okay, these are great questions, and thank you so much for asking. So first of all, what is evangelism? So how would I define it? Do you know how many times evangelism is occur in the Bible, Ramon? You probably
No idea.
no idea. It has never mentioned in the Bible the word evangelism. It's like Trinity. It's a theological term and not a biblical word. Okay, I'm not a theologian, so I will not be speaking about this word as a theologian, but as an everyday Christian, if you don't mind. So, evangelism, in a biblical sense, is referring to specifically to proclaiming the good news about the salvation through Jesus Christ. It is rooted in a Greek word, and it means good news or gospel. Did you know that the word Did you know that the word gospel originated in a situation when then two armies fighting with each other and one army is winning the war and they send a messenger back home with the good news of victory? That is the main idea of gospel and good news. And we have victory over death and sin in Jesus. Okay. So I'm sure if you think about evangelism is already ringing a bell in your mind about the great commission that Jesus said, that go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. To all creation. Maybe this is why Wesley was preaching to seagulls sometimes when no one was around. So you see, evangelism is something which is such a great topic and so important. So why to do it? If you look at the Bible, the concept of evangelism is all over the place. It's everywhere from the Old Testament to the New Testament. And it's always relating to obey God, and it's always relating to love God. If you look at the greatest commandments of Jesus, first is love God with everything you have, and the second is to love others as you love yourself. Right? And interestingly enough, note that this is a commandment. This is two commandments to love. It is not a fluffy feeling to love someone, but this is obeying to the Lord. It is a response to God's great love for us. He first loved us. That's why we love. You know, to sharing Jesus to others is flowing out from obedience, which is flowing out from love. It is like when you have a most amazing cake and an unlimited, most delicious cake in your life, and you decided to not to share it to anyone, to keep it to yourself. That is not true love. But of course, sharing Jesus is much greater and deeper than that. You see, I'm sure you have examples in your life you can relate to when you share something to someone who you don't even know. For instance, if someone's stepping down on the street and the car is coming and the person doesn't see the car, you would most likely shout, "Stop! You are in great danger." You don't know the person, but because you love the person, you would shout to save his life. That person might not see the great danger he is in or she is in, but you see, therefore you've warned the person. You know, sharing something like that in a situation, even to a stranger, is from love. We all cherish life. It is a God-given gift in us that we know that life is important, life is worthy, and the people are worthy to be saved. You know, sharing Jesus is something which is profoundly crucial in our Christian life. It is something that is maybe the most important thing as a Christian should do. You know, if you think about it, what is the gospel? The gospel is that God saved us. We don't deserve to be saved. We are dead in our sin. We are born we are walking death according to the Bible. We are dead in our sin. But God, from His great love, decided to save us. It is a message that is worth to proclaim in any situation and in any life circumstances. You see, even angels, if you read the Bible, even angels long to look into these things. Why? They long to look into the gospel, the word of God, because that is the power to bring salvation to everyone who believes. You know, angels are not offered to be saved. Fallen angels, hell is created for fallen angels and not for men. And they would love to know the power which was not revealed to them but to us in the gospel. You see, this is a great privilege to share the gospel with others. It is not just like a must to do to obey God, but it's much deeper than that. You know, God decided to use us for His glory. God decided to work together with us. He could decide in His great power and His great knowledge that reveal Himself to unbelievers without using any Christian. He could do that. Jesus could decide right now to reveal Himself to everyone on earth, and they might would believe. But He doesn't do that. He decided to work together with us. So he decided to do something very important together with us. What if it is not a great privilege to do something together with the mighty God who saved us? You see, this is crucial. And I would like to tell you one thing. If you read in Ephesians chapter 4, the offices of given by God to the church, you know, the apostles, the pastors, the evangelists, the teachers, and they are offices given by God to build up the church. Their office is not to evangelize, but they are to build up the church. Evangelism is not for those people who have special rules in the church, but evangelism is for all Christians. Evangelism should be a part of every Christian life. That is what we ought to do. Not because we fear God and we want to obey Him, but we love Him. That's why we obey Him. And that's why we share Jesus with others. You see, this is indeed a great privilege. And this is indeed what we ought to do. So many other things could be said about it, could be said about evangelism, but maybe this is what I would like to share with you today. Let's go out and share Jesus with others in any circumstances in our life. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Cornell. And there you go, folks. That's how we define evangelism and why we believe it is important according to the teaching of the Bible. Folks, stay tuned because there will be a part two to this. So we've had the what, and the why. Next podcast round, we're going to have the how. So please come back and spend the next podcast with us getting into the how. Wherever you are, God bless you. May the Lord bless you richly this day.